Yeah. Well, Slash is a big fan too. I had a texting conversation with Slash. I was on the golf course, and in between golf shots, I'm texting him, text, and then I've got to hit a shot, and I put it down, hit my next shot, then back, and he's answered my text, and I start the next one, and then hit another shot.
Hey everyone, on this episode, we're going to be talking to John Brewster from the Angels. They're about to head out on the 50th anniversary tour of the single Am I Ever Gonna See Your Face Again? It's a classic rock staple. Everyone knows it, everyone loves it. But we're going to get into a bit more with John. So hang out, stand by. He's coming across right now.
Welcome to the Here to Zen podcast, your new home for music, entertainment, and more. Take a break, kick back, and check out what we can bring to you. From the latest, the greatest, and everything in between. We look forward to you joining us on this musical journey. And now, let's get on with the show.
Howdy.
Good evening, John. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, absolutely no complaints. It's Friday. What is there to complain about?
Uh, no, I have nothing to complain about. One of the reasons is because of that.
Well done.
I have a nice glass of Pinot Noir, and it's beautiful weather. I'm at Encounter Bay. Where are you?
I'm in Brizzy.
Oh, yeah. Perfect one day, beautiful the next or something. But it's a beautiful one day. Yeah, well, our guitar luthier and stage guy that looks after us when we're on the road, Dwight Wood, lives in Brisbane, and he keeps sending me little videos of hail hitting the roof.
Yeah, at the moment it's windy one day, bloody cold the next. But thank you for taking the time to have a chat with us on the Here to Zen podcast. You
Yeah,
are celebrating 50 years of Am I Ever Gonna See Your Face Again?
we are indeed.
And I reckon after maybe a bottle or two of that Pinot, you will never see anyone's face again for a couple of days. So that'll be okay.
Well, fortunately, I draw the line at 2 glasses.
Love it.
I got to look
Now,
after myself.
I've got to ask, 50 years ago, did you ever think that song would not just be a classic, it's actually a cult song? It received cult status.
No, absolutely no way. I mean, nor did we think that we would still be playing in a rock and roll band. You know, Rick and I in our 70s.
Yep.
And I'm on the wrong side of 75 too. Um, Look, it's our first single. So we're celebrating the song. Yes, of course we are. But the other thing we're really celebrating is the history, the journey that we've taken, the people who were involved with us. And I'm talking about roadies and tour managers and record company people, agent, wonderful agent, excuse me, Tony Grace, who's been with us over 40 years.
Hmm.
So we kind of reflect on all of that.
Now, I've got to ask, there are three separate studio recordings of the song. There is the single, there is the album version, there is the Out of the Blue EP version. If you were to have them played back to back, could you tell the difference between which one?
Oh yes, absolutely, yeah. And to me, the first version, which is the one that Charlie King played on, our original drummer,
Yep.
I think is the best version. That there is also another version which is very close to that one, which we did for the American album with Buzz and Chris on it. That's also brilliant. I don't particularly love the one on the Angels album. It's a bit boogie, it's a bit slower. I don't know what was in our heads when we thought we'd do that, but nevertheless, it's still a version.
Yep.
And the third one, what are you talking about? The third one, let me think.
Out of the Blue EP.
Oh, is that a different version of Face Again?
Yeah.
Is it live?
No, it's another studio version. So so
Oh,
so so the Google machine tells me.
I'll have to have a listen to that.
Yeah.
There's more. We also recorded the song with Dave Gleason.
Yep.
And we did this thing where we got fans who came to the studio. They paid for the experience, and about 30 of them, and they were all in the studio, and we recorded La Grange, the ZZ Top, and I played a harmonica solo,
Yep.
and am I going to see your face again? And of course, there's live versions, etc. But yeah, I mean, the song just refuses to go away. Thanks very much to the wonderful larrikin Australian public that
Yep.
came up with that wonderful chant too.
Yep.
It's great. Yeah, you've got to laugh.
Oh, absolutely. And like, look, I've just hit 50, so I remember the days of Countdown very vividly. I remember, I remember how important Australian music was back then, and I hate to say it, it's just not as important now because
No.
it's about instant clicks, not longevity. But what was a show like Countdown and other shows like that like for the Angels in terms of business, really?
Well, business and to quote a line out of that wonderful movie, The Castle, it's all about the vibe of the thing.
Yep.
it,
Perfect.
it was great. I mean, we in a way hated doing countdown because you had to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you'd be doing a show in Melbourne, and you get to bed about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then you have to be up again to be there at 9. So in one sense, we hated it, but in another sense, we just loved it. And I mean, we did some great things. I remember we shared a room with, let me see. I'm stuffing this one up. The guy that did, you know what? We'll talk about something else. We'll come back.
Well, I was going to say, to quote The Castle, you're in the pool room.
Yes. Oh, go straight to the pool room. Yes.
Straight to the pool room.
Yeah. So, yeah, and there's my old jukebox back there. See,
Oh, perfect.
66 Willets. So, yeah, I like the old things. I've got 45 Beatles singles in that, and yeah, I love all
Wonderful.
that. Yeah.
Well, okay, speaking of Countdown, there were some bands that pre-recorded and did like lip syncing. Was that ever something you guys were like, yeah, cool, or did you just want to go straight on live and just get it done?
No, you had to do the lip syncing because really, from a technical point of view, the people who are doing sound and stuff weren't really capable of multi-track recording and mixing, etc. These days you can, like Triple J. That's another version of Face Again. I should mention when the June Rats did it.
Yep.
And they're a young band, and they got Rick and me over from, they flew us into Sydney, and we did that song with them. And then we also did it at Splendour in the Grass.
Yep.
And their version, I just love it. I think it's a fantastic version. They did a couple of different things with the song. We got into a halftime thing, and I think, I wish we'd done that.
Yep.
It's good, yeah.
I think
American Pie, Don McLean. Right,
Oh.
so Don, see, that's what happens. You change the subject, and then things come back.
Perfect.
So, Don McLean and Doc Neeson and Rick Brewster and me, we shared a dressing room, and we spent the afternoon singing Buddy Holly songs together.
Great.
And that's a great memory. You sort of build memories on the road.
Yeah. Well, he'll actually be out here later this year too.
Will he? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
For the 470th anniversary of American Pie, whichever anniversary it is right now.
Well,
good for him.
These anniversaries, they're really, it's a good thing to do because, we can talk to people like yourself about it. But the other thing is it's a good thing to do for us for not losing track of our journey.
Yeah.
Because it's been amazing. And, sure, there's been some tough times, there's been some arguments or whatever. There's not anymore. It's just, the whole thing settled down to a really good space, really good place, I should say, right now. But, the worst arguments were actually between my brother and me.
Makes sense.
And we're really close. So, great.
Well, speaking of celebrating all the people that got you there, you've worked with some amazing producers like Vanda Young, Mark Opitz. Who do you think captured the Angels' essence? Because the sound is one thing, but you've got to capture, as you said, it's the vibe. Who captured the vibe of the Angels the best?
Well, without trying to take anything away from anybody, I mean, Vanda Young were just amazing. And I think George Young's a genius. And when they parted company, as in terms of being our producers, they asked Rick and me to go out in the hallway, and we were in the studio, and we went out in the hallway, and George did the talking, and he said that they wanted to pull out of being our producers. And I was crestfallen. I thought, oh, they've lost interest. But actually, George saw something developing in Rick and me. And basically, they said, we want you two guys to produce. And so they threw us in the deep end. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Mark Opitz. Mark Opitz is one of the country's greatest engineers. He also went on to produce other artists, but I would not. We gave him a production credit. I think we were generous. Having said that, I love him. I love the our experience together. But in terms of song arrangements and etc., it was Rick and me, and that produced the Face to Face album. So George and Harry threw us in the deep end, and we came up with Face to Face. We then went on and did No Exit, and in truth, also Darkroom was almost 95% produced by Rick and me. So there I am. I'm sitting here talking to you, and it sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm actually just telling the truth.
Yep.
And I'm sort of proud of what we did, because we were thrown in the deep end. We had to deliver. I suspected had we not delivered, they might have parted company with us, because a record company can only support you so far.
Yeah.
But
Now,
it was a great period of our life. We came up with. I came up with I Ain't the One. That sort of started us off on what we call the knick-knacks.
Yep.
Rick then wrote Take a Long Line. I wrote Marseille, After the Rain. So song after song just captured what people would recognise as the Angel sound. And prior to that, we were struggling to find our musical identity, just like any band, I think. When you look at the Beatles, I mean, the Beatles' first album was entirely covers.
yeah.
And then they just got better and better at what they do, or did.
Well, you talk about brothers fighting. So as co-producers on an album, who was the tiebreaker if you guys got into it?
Well, Rick and I used to sort those things out for ourselves, actually. However, if we got stuck, most of the arguments were about a song arrangement, but they would get personal because we're brothers.
Yep.
Angus and Malcolm are the same. We were in the same record company as AC/DC, so we never witnessed an argument between Angus and Malcolm, but I know that they had them.
Yeah.
And no, we really sorted those things out for ourselves, and none of them were that serious. It was like Dawn is Breaking. Rick wants to have the line Dawn is Breaking in the Graveyard twice in the song. And I said, no, that's going to ruin it. That's going to ruin it. And we had big blow up about it. And many years later, we re-recorded the song, and I said, okay, well, let's do your idea. Let's do it twice. Yeah. So we did it twice, and then Rick said, oh, it doesn't work.
Right.
But, it was creative time. I mean, we would have been at times, pretty grumpy because, we were burning the candle at both ends. We'd do a gig and go to the studio at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we'd spend the whole night, Rick and I just working on ideas, like the Take a Long Line solo, for example. It all happened in the middle of the night.
Sometimes it's best to not think about it and just go when you need to go.
Yeah, great. They're great memories, and celebrating Face Again, highlights those memories. It was not a successful single at the time.
Yep.
It's massive now. I mean, I get approached by our publishing company, probably every 2 to 3 weeks. Somebody wants to put it in a movie or TV show or whatever. So it's got a life of its own. Of course, because of the "No Way Get Fuck Off" chant.
Yep.
And so be it. It's great. I mean, I'd love us to do the grand final. Wouldn't that be great? 100,000 people do that chant. They'd never forget it.
I know, and unfortunately, the TV censors would absolutely know when to hit the bleep button, so we'd need to get the pay-per-view version where it goes
Yeah,
uncensored. Um,
yeah.
I've got to ask, at one point, unfortunately, due to the folks at Casablanca Records, you needed to call yourselves Angel City in the States because they had a
Yeah.
band called Angel. And from what my research tells me, they re-released an album where it was more of a comp of the previous two albums. How did you guys feel about getting two albums squished into one, for want of a better word?
Yeah, that's another great question. I mixed that album. I went over to America and mixed what was American Face to Face. So it was a hybrid of our Face to Face and No Exit album. And in a sense, it was done to catch up, to where we were, because we were about to release a Darkroom album as well.
Hmm.
But if I had to time over, I'd release Face to Face as was, No Exit as was, and then Darkroom.
Yep.
However, that wasn't the way it happened. And when I mixed the hybrid album, I worked with John Boylan, who was fantastic, fantastic. And I can't remember the name of the engineer, but we added more reverb to the guitars. And like I was told, well, the Americans like a bit more reverb on the guitars, so we'll do that. And guess what? Marseille was on 178 radio stations, going through the roof. It was a hit in Seattle and Portland, and all the radio stations played the Australian version with
Right.
no because we had no reverb on the guitars, and they're just more present. They're just
Hmm.
like there. So that's all again part of the whole trip.
Well, speaking of remixing, is there one album in the catalog you'd love to get the masters for and go back and give it a bit of a different treatment?
Yeah, the Night Attack album. I would really like to get hold of the multi-track, and one of the reasons is I'd replace my guitar because I used a Fender Strat with single pole pickups. Now that probably doesn't mean much to most of your listeners, but it's a sound that is not my sound, and I don't know why I did it. I just happened to buy a Strat, and I thought, oh, I'll use that for this album, and I would replace my guitar with my normal guitar sound, and whilst at the same time you probably remix the whole thing.
Yep.
Having said that, I think it's a pretty good album. It's like, but I just don't like my guitar sound.
That's
But
right.
that sounds like a guitar. We do that sort of stuff.
Well, I'm going to go there. We've got a mutual friend who told me that you're getting a new guitar built, apparently.
Ah, I am.
Can can
Yeah,
you can you fill me in about it?
yeah. Well, talking about Dwight Wood, who's a fantastic luthier who looks after us with stage and in-ear monitoring, etc. And he's made, I think, 3 guitars for Rick. Well, Rick's done part of the manufacture, and Rick's got these guitars. He just had a a Telecaster made, and it's the wood. I think it's called Princess something or Empress, maybe Empress. Yeah, I think it's Empress wood,
Okay.
and it's very light, but it sings. It absolutely sings. So. And I tried Rick's out and I went, oh, this is great. So he's making me one like that. And it's going to be much lighter. I told my wife, Sue, that the last guitar I bought in Melbourne is an ES Gibson, which is a Gibson Les
Yep.
Paul. And I said to Sue, I need to get it because I'm getting old and it's lighter.
Yep.
I don't know if I said getting old or older. I can't admit to old. Older is
Perfect.
acceptable.
And did you say that guitar's the last guitar? Like, I would say to my wife about this camera is the last camera.
Yeah, kind of like that. And now this time I thought, oh, I can't sell her on the weight, and it's very light.
Yep.
I can't because I just did that with the last guitar. So I said, Dwight's been with us for 13 years, and he's brilliant, and he's put, like all the roadies over the years, they do way more than their job description.
Yep.
And so I said, I think I should get a Dwight Wood guitar as a tribute to Dwight. And she said, "What a lot of bullshit, but go ahead."
That sounds exactly like what my wife would say. Is, "Oh, honey, I need this camera lens. What a load of bullshit. Get the lens."
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, they're wonderful people, and
they are.
they know who we are too, don't they?
They they've
So
got our number. They've got our number, John.
yeah, you can't put one over them.
But tip of the hat to Mr. Stuart Rudd for that little tip off about your new guitar.
Oh, Ruddy,
Ruddy?
he's done some gigs with us. He's wonderful, great bass player. Because Sam's running the band now. I hardly ever get involved in anything logistically with the band. I'm still, kind of Rick and I manage. We self-manage the band. That's worked out really brilliantly for us. But Sam has two little boys, and which of course are grandkids, and
Yep.
why would he want to go on the road with his old man when he can be at home with his family? And I totally support that move. So we play with a couple of different guys playing bass with us, and they're both brilliant. Actually, there's three. There's Ruddy and there's Dario, who's played with him.
Yep.
And there's also Phil Stack from Thirsty Merc.
Oh, great. Yep.
He's a genius. My God. Well, they're all great.
Yeah. Well, look, three really good pinch hitters.
That's it. Yeah. Well,
and look at Ruddy and you will be in our lovely state literally within days of each other. Your tour starts at Cooley on the 4th, and I think they're here 2 days after, or actually the day after on the Gold Coast, and then to Brisbane. So, we're surrounded by angels and angel-esque people.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, well, that's what Super G is.
It certainly is, yeah.
Yeah, well, Sarah is a big fan of ours, and vice versa. They're a great band. So, of course, another Adelaide band.
Absolutely. Now, I need to ask, from the Moonshine Jug and String Band to Keystone Angels to that dodgy Angel City name you got made to have, what has been your biggest accomplishment through that time, and what are your favourite memories?
Well, touring America, etc. Marseille doing so well, because Marseille was it was really a radio hit. And in like Seattle and Portland, it was more than a radio hit. It was a charting hit, top 5, I think it was. I may be wrong. It might be top 10, but I think it was top 5. And when you think of the bands that have come out of Seattle, it was influenced by the Angels or by Angel City. I've got to accept that name. We weren't forced with that name. We actually came up with that name ourselves.
Okay.
But we wanted to keep the word angel in our name. So, Mike McCready, the first time he came to Australia, was asking people where he could buy Angel City albums, and people say, Angel City.
Who's that, mate?
Yeah. He ended up buying all the albums, and wearing the last time the Pearl Jam toured, he was wearing an Angels T-shirt every night.
Yeah. Well, that's the most, the biggest tip of the hat you could ask is other bands flying the flag.
Yeah. Well, Slash is a big fan too. I had a texting conversation with Slash. I was on the golf course, and in between golf shots, I'm texting him, text, and then I go, I've got to hit a shot, and I put it down, hit my next shot, then back, and he's answered my text, and I start the next one, and then hit another shot. It was quite funny.
I'll have to ask him about it. We're very, very close with the Slash camp, very close.
Yeah.
So I'll hit him up. He'll be here next year. So we'll be here in December with Guns N' Roses as well. But I'm
a little embarrassed about Slash, because I contacted him and I said, look, we're thinking of doing an album to celebrate our 50 years, and we thought we might have some guests on it. And I wondered if you'd be interested in being a guest. And he said, oh, yeah, for sure. But then we changed direction, and we decided, no, we don't need to try and make ourselves look bigger by, having our overseas artists play with us. So whilst it would be fun to do, we decided not to. We let him know, of course.
Yeah.
So we didn't do anything rude, but he would have done it. We decided not to go ahead.
One of my favorite humans.
Yeah, isn't he great?
Yeah.
Isn't he? Yeah, he just it's like down to earth, like Angus and Malcolm.
Oh, look,
Bon Scott was down to earth.
we'll have to make sure that when he comes out, probably not with Guns N' Roses, but with his solo band, we should tee up that, the boys learn an Angels cover and you jump up with them.
Love to, yeah, love to. And he'd probably meet me and go, "Really, you're a rock and roll?" I mean, no one's ever recognised me outside the band as being I don't think I've ever looked like a typical rock and roll musician.
Oh, and to be honest with you, because all of the rest of the guys in the band are really dear friends of mine, and they would jump at a chance to play an Angel song live.
Really? Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
I'll set some seeds
Yeah.
out once we're done with this chat. There'll be, a text war going on.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I've got a big vibe for those guys. They used to play Marseille and Take a Long Line in their live set. Mm.
Well, and that's the thing with his solo band. He literally has almost 4 lead singers on stage with him.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And so that's where you'd want to go. Playing with the no offense to Guns N' Roses fans, but
yeah,
if you're going to get up and jam in it, because they play like 2,000, 3,000 seaters.
Yeah.
That's going to be sweaty and loud and the way an Angel song should be.
Yeah, good. I'm there.
All right, I'll set some wheels in motion for you.
Please.
All right, so I'm going to ask you this as I let you go, John. If someone did you wrong, if someone did you dirty, and it's the last time you were ever going to see their face again, what are your parting words to
them? Do you mean if they asked a question?
If they did you wrong and you're like, "Nah, I'm done with you. You're out of here." The last words you say as you send them off in the sunset, what would they be?
You asked some pretty good questions, and this one's a hard one because I would be inclined to say, thanks for the memories or something. I don't think I'd say no. I get fuck off. I don't think I've ever told anyone to fuck off. There are some people who, we parted company probably on not great terms, but who I still have affection for. Buzz Bishop's one of those, I admit to that. But I don't, we're perfectly friendly. So I haven't really answered your question.
That's okay. But we live in Australia, so the term fuck off can mean something beautiful if you really wanted to.
Oh, well, I'm told to fuck off all the time on the golf course because my handicap's gone out a bit, and we have these silly little $2 bets, and I keep on taking money off people who are actually, well, these days way better golfers than me. But I used to be a really good golfer, so occasionally I find some form and I take their money, and that's generally when I'm told to fuck off.
Love it. Now, any final words for the Aussie fans ahead of these dates?
I've got to say to the fans that we are really excited to be going on the road again, and I do mean that sincerely. There's never a time that we don't enjoy what we do, and one of the reasons that is because of the fans, because they love the band, and we get so many young people, and young and old, and we love them all, of course, because why wouldn't you? They like what we do. We're playing as good as we ever have. This lineup with my son Tom on the drums is frightening. So, yeah, it's a long answer to your question, but we're rocking. We're playing great. We will deliver a great show. You won't be sorry. So
excellent. Yeah. Australia, get your chanting voices in order because the Angels are coming and they don't like weak chants in their gigs at all.
No, it's like coming down on me. They sing that at the top of their voice too. And looks like it's coming down on me. It's fantastic. We love it.
My favourite memory as a kid was my brother-in-law, probably about 30 beers too deep in, doing his version of a Peter Garrett dance to "Looks Like It's Coming Down on Me." And
Well, I think Peter Garrett did a lot of studying of Doc Neeson, because all of that stuff, Doc was doing that before Peter was.
Like I'd say to my brother-in-law, mate, if you're in the pool, I'd throw the washing in. All right, John, I will let you go. I look forward to actually catching one of the shows very, very soon. And let's make that jam session happen next year.
I love it. Thanks, mate. Great to talk to you.
You too. Enjoy your night.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Thank you for joining us for today's episode of the Here to Zen podcast. We appreciate you spending your time with us. Remember, you can find us online at www.heretozen.com. Also follow us on social media by searching Here to Zen on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. We also have our YouTube channel and would love if you can like, share, and subscribe the episodes and hit the notification bell to stay up to date when a new episode drops. This helps us get our name out there, which allows us to bring you more great content. Once again, thank you for joining us, and from all of us at Here to Zen Magazine and Podcast, see you next time.